Hello everybody, welcome back to Chisme and Championships. My name is Cristal and let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. Very quickly, as you can see, there is a crown on my head and it's very much because it is my birthday week and I celebrate it all week, as I encourage everybody to celebrate their birthday for the entire week if they can. But we have two games today. We have a win or go home situation for the Cavaliers and the Pacers, in which the Pacers can finish the series today, and later on we have a tied series of the Thunder against the Nuggets. My thoughts on that will go as the readings progress for the episode. But let's go ahead and get started and look into the Cavaliers and Pacers game. It was very unfortunate that Donovan Mitchell wasn't able to come back after halftime. I believe he had an ankle sprain and was just not able to come back. And within that, the Pacers took advantage and absolutely took over. But even then, the Cavaliers weren't necessarily doing super well. Pacers just kind of had that energy. So in this first quarter, we have the Ace of Swords. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. The Six of Wands and the Three of Cups. All right, well, we have, I'm getting the Pacers right away. We have a team that's already in alignment with what they want to get done today. They know the mission. They know that happiness that is right there. There's still, that much that they have to get to, that hard work that has to pay off. It's going to be, it's been kind of a battle for them. However, I do see them coming out in the first quarter with intense energy and ready to, finish what they started. Second quarter. We have the Five of Wands. Interesting. The Moon. Interesting. And the Four of Wands. Okay, so in the second quarter, I'm sensing quite a bit of frustration on the Cavaliers' end. Maybe, a lot of things are starting to come into fruition in their eyes, and you see a lot of heads kind of being put down and stuff, because I already see a team that's also celebrating and that possibly gets a really good lead. And again, I got the energy from the Pacers in the first quarter because of the Ace of Swords, that intellect being there and stuff. So I see, a little bit of frustration second quarter. I see the Pacers keeping that momentum and keeping the lead for most of the first half. Okay, do Cavaliers come back? Page of Pentacles. Ooh, the Three of Wands. Okay. And the Knight of Pentacles. I think the Cavaliers come back and are able to live one more game. I see hardcore of the Pentacles energy. And remember, I associated swords with the Pacers, and I haven't seen any more swords throughout this entire reading, whereas I still see we're almost there. Three of Wands being there, it's we are nearly there to that destination. We're one step closer, but obviously we got to make it through this one to continue this freaking journey. So I believe they pull through after halftime and end up winning. So let's check with my Moon Oracle. And I think what might have happened is that the Pacers might have been celebrating already too early in the first half, which allowed the Cavaliers to come back. All right, it's time to release negative energy. Yeah, I think the ones who have held so much of that negative energy in the series have been the Cavaliers. Again, number one in the East, high expectations for them. Sucks that Donovan Mitchell seems to be out, I think, in this game today too. And there's a lot of that negative force, that negative build, and damn, can we actually make it out of this series? And I think that once they wipe that away, which again, they might have trouble processing that during the game, but once they wipe that away, they'll be able to overcome it, step into completion mode, and continue on in the series. So, my cards have the Cavaliers in this game. All right, and the next game that we have is the Oklahoma City Thunder facing the Denver Nuggets. And my thoughts in the previous game, well, oh my God. Again, I hate blaming the officiating. I hate talking about the officiating, but it's just some fucking bullshit. If you are going to call something on one end of the floor, call it on the other end of the floor as well. Or don't call either at all, all right? Let them freaking play. It is ridiculous how, unapologetic the referees were in the previous game. And no one can tell me shit, because even the announcers were wait, that should have been called. Or wait, why was that called? Y'all, rewatch that shit if you're having questions about it. Of course, I know OKC fans are going to be y'all were at the free throw line more. Well, the whistle was a lot more towards y'all's end by the second half, okay? Cool. When you put those numbers up, now you want to look at free throw numbers, but you don't want to look at it when Shea has like 80,000 points in the season based off free throws. But whatever. Let's see what happens in today's game. First quarter. Page of Pentacles, son of a bitch. And the Hanged Man and the Page of Wands. Well, we have 2 pages here in the first quarter, which again leads me to believe when I see 2 opposite energies like this, especially when they're court cards from different elements, I see 2 specific people from each team going head to head with each other. I don't see much of duality. I don't see like 2 people from each team doing that because I see a different perspective being done. Now, there's a lot of young people in OKC, so I don't know who specifically is going to go off on their end. But for the Nuggets, for example, it could possibly be if Peyton Watson plays in the first quarter, he can possibly go off, or Christian Brown. Okay, second quarter. Again, I don't see necessarily a specific side taking it. The fucking 3 of Swords is back, bitch. That fucking card. But the Knight of Wands is here. Whose energy is that? Whose energy is that? And the Queen of Swords. This is gonna be a fucking game, you know, another one that's just like very, very close to each other. Okay, sorry, Nuggets Nation, I know y'all don't want to hear this, but it could be that we make a lot of unfortunate mistakes in the second quarter where, again, like, shots aren't hitting the way that they should be, easy mistakes, quite a bit of turnovers, and where OKC takes advantage of some of those cases and really uses it intelligently, and they start to get a really good flow, which brings heartbreak more into the Nuggets end. Now, 3 of Swords was also prominent in the other reading that I did, and I think it was also here in the, was it in the second quarter or the third quarter? But point is, it doesn't look good for the Nuggets on this part. Quarter. Okay, we have Judgment, Ace of Swords, and the 6 of Cups in this third quarter, with the Ace of Swords being here, followed by the 6 of Cups. I see a lot of like good memories, things that brought a lot of happiness from the past, and of course that always reminds me with like the Nuggets with good memories. So I wonder if they find a certain click in the third quarter. With Judgment being here, you know, I see a lot of people putting their freaking heads together and making sure that they move in alignment with things, like you're ready for the next step. And like the reason why I'm getting Nuggets energy, not OKC energy, is because of the Ace of Swords, and that brings a new perspective, a new change in the mix, which was like very different from what I saw in the first half, which was overwhelming OKC energy. I wonder if the Nuggets find something that clicks in the third quarter. I don't necessarily see like, you know, the biggest like an ass kicking type of thing. Like I see more like, again, trying to get a rhythm. Okay. Oh my god, the Strength, the Queen of Cups. Got 2 more that came out. The Emperor and the Hermit. Aaron Gordon. This fourth quarter is going to be a tough one. I don't see an ass whooping this time around either. I see it being a really good game, possibly going down to the last possible second again. I said Aaron Gordon because of the Hermit card, and the Hermit associates with the Virgo. That man's a Virgo. So like and then Strength too. I saw it in the last reading, associated, was it last reading or 2 readings ago? I also associated that with him. But again, he's been just very clutch in the fourth quarter, so that's probably why I see him a lot more here. And I still see, you know, OKC being right there, but I am getting more of like, I am getting more Nuggets energy. But I'm not getting like we win by a lot or we get to a lot. I see like the fucking, oh my god, are we gonna go into overtime? I'm gonna do a couple more cards to see if we go into overtime or if it ends here in the fourth quarter and like buzzer beating. I don't know. Like it's crazy the energy shift that like initiates in the fourth quarter. With the 5 of Pentacles, it might go into overtime because they are not letting up. Again, the energy in the fourth quarter is so strong that it just seems to be like a good, okay, so I'm gonna pull out 2 more just in case we do go into overtime. What the vibes are. The Moon and the 3 of Wands. I wonder if it's gonna be repeat of the same game where OKC and Nuggets went to overtime. Was it the first game? Third game? I'm unsure which game it was, but who ended up winning? The Nuggets ended up winning. Adjustments are required. And that doesn't tell me shit. adjustments are required, and I think it can go either way, right? You know, Nuggets need to adjust quite a bit. You know, Jokic needs to make the shots that he's been missing lately. You know, I really do think that man is fucking tired, especially considering he does most of the work all the time he's on the floor. Nuggets Nation talking shit about that man. Check yourselves, please. But I understand the adjustments that need to be done on the Nuggets end in order for them to succeed in this series. I'm happy that we haven't been getting swept, you know, as people assumed we were. And once those adjustments are made, they will succeed, you know, and if they're not, OKC is going to win the series. It's as simple as that. You know, it's when I first pulled it out, yeah, it seemed a little complicated, but it's as simple as, like, if you don't get your fucking things corrected, nothing is going to work. I am talking to Porter and I'm talking to Murray. I need y'all to show the fuck out for the rest of your team, okay? Aaron Gordon's been producing work. Russell Westbrook has been bringing in that energy. And Jokic has been playing a little messed up, but we can't blame that man, considering we wouldn't even be in this fucking situation if it weren't for him. So, anyways, my cards are very indecisive right now, but they have the Nuggets in overtime, possible buzzer beater in the fourth quarter. Don't know which fucking side. I really don't know. Overall, we have some good games in store for us today. It's possible that the Cavaliers come back after halftime and extend their series, and then the Nuggets and the Thunder will have a pretty intense fourth quarter. We're gonna see what happens. I am nervous, I'm not gonna lie to you. As always, everybody, continue liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing my channel to anyone who you think is going to like my content. Gracias todos. Adios.